This is Brother Jamal coming to you live here on my YouTube channel. Um, just a short message I want to bring to you, real quick about um, what's going on in Africa and around the world. If you got any feedback, comments, please drop it in the comment section and give it to us. We'll get back with you. Any kind of feedback too you may have to give us, please feel free to. Um, the reason I wanted to bring this message to you in regards to Ibrahim Traore, one of the brothers who are leading the fight and the struggle for freedom and liberation in Africa. And there's a couple other brothers, but I just remember him because of who he is and everything. So just wanted to let you remember that name, Ibrahim Traore. I may be pronouncing the last name wrong, but I know Ibrahim is the first name. He's one of the African leaders who are on the front line. They have been for quite some time. Now, Black people in this country, we ought to be 100% behind this brother and the struggle that's going on in Africa against all of the oppressors who have went in and robbed Africa of everything. When you hear this brother talking, that's who he's talking about. One of the things that we ought to be able to, we should be able to recognize by now in this whole struggle is that when Brother Malcolm would go to Africa and meet with the African leaders, it was people like this brother that he met with, Joe Kenyatta and Patrice Lumumba and brothers in the Congo and Kenya. These leaders were the ones that Brother Malcolm was talking about. So this generation that you see now, and you hear them talking about the struggle of the past, they're talking about people like Brother Malcolm who came and met and who knew what time it was. And so we have to understand that when this brother Imam, when this brother's talking and speaking, listen to his words and listen to what he's saying and try to digest precisely what he's speaking and talking about. Because he's talking about how the colonizers who have for years, the colonizers who went in and robbed Africa of everything. This is what he's speaking about. This is what he's talking about. And so what has happened is this brother is supplying the needs of the people and what they want, what they need, not from the Europeans on what they say. He's supplying to his people what they need right there in their home. We're talking about Ibrahim Traore. That's who we're talking about. The brother, and I can't think of the African country. I'm not going to try to name it because I'm sure I will miscommunicate it. But you know what I'm talking about. If you see anything on the news the last couple of days, Ibrahim Traore has been in the news. He's a brother from the small African country, and trust me. This brother is supplying the needs of the people and what they need in his country. That's what he's doing. That's what they don't like. That's what they're mad about, see. Because when you have foreigners come in there and the colonizers, and they supply stuff, then they're the ones that run and control everything and have to say so. So what he decided to do is to kick all of them out, which he should. That's the best move that he could have made, is to kick all the colonizers out of Africa. And so once they began to do that, then they began to see who the real enemy is. And if you got any rats inside, they'll surface. The rats will surface. And so any rats inside, any snitches inside, you know what you have to do with them, you know? So the colonizers, they are being kicked out of Africa. They have to go. And if you're going to have independence, you're going to have a free thinking society where you can take care of your people. You can't have any interference from the West, from any of the colonizers. You cannot have interference with them. So they're on the right path to creating for their own people inside their own country. That's what they're doing. Like I said, um, Ibrahim Traore, remember that name because it's going to go down in history. And these are the kind of brothers that you need in today's time to stand up and not be afraid. And so we ought to take note as Black people in America. We ought to take note to what's happening in Africa because this is the very thing that Brother Malcolm talked about. This is the very thing that he talked about, his leadership. And we ought to be 100% behind this brother, Black people in America. We should be. We should be 100% behind this brother and the movement that's taking place in Africa right now. We should be clear about that. No ifs and ands and buts about it. Now, you will have some Black people inside America, some of the Negroes, some of the traitors, some of the rats who will try to rat out, try to go against this brother, try to go against the African people. Yeah, you're going to have some rats that's going to do that. And so they have to be called out for what they are and who they are when they do that. Inside America, outside America, you're going to have some rats that's going to do that. And so we need to be real clear. We need to stand with our brothers and sisters in Africa. Of all the times we should be in unity with them, it should be now. You know, this should be the time. So I just wanted to bring that message to you about you should be watching the news and you should watch what's going on and you should keep up with the news and keep up with what's going on because let's be clear about this, brothers and sisters. Everything that's happening in the world right now is going to have an effect on Black people here in America. Don't think that it won't because yes, it will. Let me repeat myself again. Everything that's happening in America right now throughout the world is going to have an effect on Black people here in America. And if you think somehow there's not, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what time zone you're living in because it is going to affect us. So just wanted to bring you that message. This has been Brother Jamal live here on my YouTube channel. And we'll try to put this message out in as many places as we can. We'll try to put it out.